Welcome to another adventure of the Exploring Club, Silly Gooses only. Manchester edition.
So we start our journey at home with the girls, having some lunch before we take off.
Bam.
We're so grateful we found an awesome pet sitter that we can leave and trust things with. So she came, I think this was actually the first time, right? She came and just checked on the girls.
I think so, yep.
While we were gone, because this is actually the lead up to me coming back to get Reese.
Yep.
So she just came and checked on Pan, and that was kind of the first go around.
First interaction, a little easier story.
So we've also got hooked up with a really awesome transfer service, Taxilandy. So he's who we use for longer adventures. So not in town, but when we need to go to and fro of the airport.
Yep. Yeah, he's worked out really good. A couple different drivers, but we met the guy who runs the whole services himself, and he's very nice.
Super nice. Yeah, we think it's like his brother and another guy.
It's a couple relatives.
Driving.
They live in Toronto themselves.
Yeah, so super nice. It makes the 2+ hour long drive not such a stressor.
Yeah, because the Valora airport is not happening.
Yeah, it sucks because that was one of the reasons why we really liked Flora, and I just don't think it's gonna.
No, we thought there was even a chance it might be open on our way here, and now I do not see it being open in the next few years, at the very least.
Yeah. So this is a little glimpse of Toronto at night. So this was our first time actually coming into Toronto because the airport is quite a bit, 20-30 minutes outside of town.
Yeah, we stayed at a place because a lot of them are early morning flights, and this was one of our first flights out, so we decided to stay downtown and just get some dinner and kind of go from there. It was a pretty rainy day.
Get the vibes. So, $66 included breakfast. It was very nice. It just basically kind of that clean budget. You'll see the same thing that we get when we're in Manchester, kind of the same situation.
Yeah.
Small, clean, it has all the functions that you need.
Right by everything.
Yeah, right in the middle of everything, which is very handy.
A little bit of a room tour.
John's room tour.
Yeah, when we go places, we generally look for like, well, is it cool? Does it have a view and stuff like that? And sometimes we're like, you know what? We get a view 24/7, so maybe sometimes
we need a place to sleep.
A little further is budget. And we were literally going out to dinner and then going to bed and waking up for the flight.
Early, yeah. Yeah, so it rained this night and the next morning. So I think we both thought maybe we'd see a little bit more, but we kind of scurried this night to little bow wows.
Mm-hmm. Some bao buns, really good bao buns, homemade bao buns. It was delicious.
No trademark issues there. And then in the morning, same situation. We just kind of scurried to see a few things and then get on the bus. So we didn't really get to see a lot of what was going on, but it was really nice that our hotel was right next to Scanderberg Square. Yeah. So, I mean, it was
a couple minute walk at the most. So there's a lot of different options. We just try to always pick something a little bit unique. There's not a ton of Asian food where we're currently at. We found a little bit, but not a ton, so this was nice.
Yeah, it was fun to get sushi and bao buns and gyoza, and yeah, we just took a couple shots of around us, and then went back to the hotel, and that was it.
Yeah, checked out where the buses leave from and stuff like that.
Which is literally this square. We really hadn't made our mind up yet if we were going to be taking the bus or if we were just going to get a taxi, and the bus is literally part of that square. That bus area is right part of the square that we're standing in right now. So super easy to jump on in the morning. And it wasn't super early. Was it like 9 o'clock or something?
Yeah, it wasn't as early as some of our other flights have been going forward. But yeah, it was still somewhat early. But yeah, the breakfast was good. I don't believe I had any, but I think I had some coffee, and we kind of went from there. But yeah, we found a nice little coffee place to hang out with because we were a little early for the buses and it was raining. So grabbed a little coffee and chilled, and then walked over to figure out the bus situation.
Yeah, the bus was super easy. We didn't have to reserve anything. You just show up, you get on the bus, and then we were like, when are they gonna ask us to pay?
Yeah.
And kind of interesting, we got almost to the airport, picked up a guy on the side of the road.
And then he asked us for the
money.
for the 5.
So the bus attendant doesn't ride the whole loop, or maybe this was
Just getting
his
on
first.
the first one.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't really know.
We
Literally
didn't
picked him up on the side of the road. It looked like an interchange almost.
Yeah.
I don't know where he came from.
Yeah, Cloverleaf, yeah. So we're on the bus, which was nice because then we got to, we like to be able to kind of drive through and see what it's like. Putrak, that's the same place that we get Reese's dog food from in Florida. So it's kind of nice to see, driving through and not having to actually physically drive. It's kind of nice to get a little tour.
Yeah, and the airport's like 15 minutes outside of Tirana. So we usually don't go through Tirana now if we just take Taxi Landy to the airport directly. It's actually faster.
You go on the outside of town and just go straight to the airport.
A little house on top of a building there, as one does.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Fix. I wonder if that's the place that we get our... How does that work? We get a lot of breakfast meats, pancetta, and other things from Fix, but I think they're Hungarian, so maybe it's like a distributor.
Yeah, could be.
So this is the Tirana airport, and is this our first time here since we flew in?
Yes, I believe so.
So
there wasn't any other trips. I think this is the first trip.
Yeah. So it was, it's a blur getting out of the airport, especially after the long travel days that we had when us and Panda were coming over. So it was nice to be able to kind of feel it out.
Take it in. It's a nice small little airport that, is pretty easy to get in and out of as long as you have electronic tickets. I mean, I don't think standing in line for tickets is quite what you want to do in this situation, but yeah, it's and then you just kind of huddle up and then you get herded out, and this is walking. We usually have to take a bus to where our airplane is on other flights, but yeah,
so the airport is just one long 2-story building.
Yep.
Which is kind of nice because you're not doing over here, over there. It's just all together.
It's very nice. It's got nice shops and different things like that. But yeah, it's not the biggest building.
And I think this is when I got hooked on the pistachio brioche. We had not tried pistachio brioche yet because I saw that it was green and I was like, I am not interested in whatever that is. And it was the only one that they had other than chocolate.
Yeah, we walked around for a little bit looking to see what we could get for brioche.
And lo and behold, I absolutely fucking loved it.
Mm-hmm. Now it's all she gets.
So now it's all that I get. There's a lesson here somewhere.
We figured something out.
Yeah. I was very nervous because when we came into Tirana, it was the roughest flight in I had ever experienced coming in. So, of course, I had built it up in my brain that it was going to be shaken pop can again. And it was smooth and nice and beautiful, and it was during the day, so we got to see all the mountains, and it was lovely.
Yeah, I mean, there's some mountains, so anywhere you fly into with some mountains, you can have a little headwind and stuff like that. And it's usually the flights are very comfortable.
Yeah. So, short flight, we arrived
to London.
And then a whole bunch of hoopla to get us to where we were.
Yeah. I mean, we were like, let's save some money and go to London and then go to Manchester, and then we're going to go to London either way. So, maybe not the best choice. Probably wouldn't choose it again if we weren't going to London.
Yeah, probably just spend the money and get a flight into Manchester.
Or just get a flight into London direct, because the cheaper budget airlines, which are cheaper in most regards and do make more sense, the Wizz one flies into a northern London airport.
Yeah.
And so to connect with any of the major rail hubs, you have to actually go all the way back in. So we kind of put together something to go to Milton Keynes, which would take us to Manchester. And it would have been just fine. And we thought we were good on time, and we ended up being good on time, but there was a bit of a traffic incident. And so we still made it. We were fine.
And we changed our ticket, and then when we got up to the ticket we changed our ticket when we were in the shuttle van, and then when we got up to the ticket counter, they're like, "Oh yeah, your ticket's
it didn't matter. Good. Yeah, it's just good for the day." So yeah, and then heading over to get onto the Manchester, and honestly, from a ticket perspective, I think very easy.
Yeah.
In and out of going different places.
You figured it out really quick.
I don't think it's difficult in any way, shape, or form. I think if you're taking multiple trains in like London, it gets a little, if you like don't have a pass or something like that, it's like, okay, we're doing this, we're buying that, we're doing this. But as far as figuring things out, it's not extraordinarily difficult, I don't think, at least. Yeah. And the train to Manchester was comfortable. It was very nice.
Very nice, very comfortable.
It's like, what, 2 hours? Yeah.
Yeah, and able to, see the countryside, which was super cool. I was just hoping for some sheeps, and I saw a couple herds of sheeps. Flocks.
Yep. Yeah, and multiple stops.
Residential. Again, really cool to be able to see kind of the lay of the land and not you or I not having to be driving.
Yeah, and you can take bus, and bus is a lot cheaper than train. Takes a little bit more time. I had to take a bus, and we'll see it in another episode, from an airport to another airport later on. But yeah, we like trains. And then we had to take a tram, and honestly, Manchester's tram system was very impressive. The entire time, very easy to figure out right away. Once you figure it out, you can kind of get anywhere and everywhere, and we kind of went all over Manchester to explore different things. I mean, I wouldn't say all over, but like where Old Trafford is versus where the Etihad is, which is another stadium with a different team, Manchester City versus Man U, and some of the other places we went to, I thought it was very comfortable.
Yeah.
And then here's our budget hotel, which is like, what was it, 10-minute walk to Old Trafford? It
wasn't up very far.
So it was pretty cool. There's a Man U hotel, which is not, I mean, it's cool, but not as impressive as for what the cost is, which is right next to the stadium that we thought about staying at. And I was like, you know what, we can save a couple $100 by just staying here. And this was fun. I would say it's like a step up from, it's not a hostel, but it's like the European model where, you got a lot of people kind of coming in and out and different things like that. And it's just very comfortable. It's got communal areas, stuff like that. So it was fun. I liked it, and they had a ton of restaurants for us to order from because we were pretty tired at this point, and I don't think we quite felt like going out.
No. But yeah, I would say I had my hesitations. Some reviews were talking about how loud it was and all that stuff just from, rowdy people with games, and it's like,
it was fun.
It was quiet, and
there's probably a decent amount of people staying there.
It was fun going down in the morning and having everybody, on game day, everybody was all
it was cool being where people were staying, and we found a really nice coffee shop right nearby. Again, all this stuff is like in and around the Old Trafford area, which is like Manchester's more of a manufacturing kind of, it's a working hub more than other cities, and so I thought the area was pretty cool itself. I mean, I had heard stuff about like, areas that especially are working class cities, and you're like, oh, how's that going to be and stuff, and I thought Manchester was extraordinarily nice. It was way nicer than
very nice.
It has been depicted in instances where people have talked about these kind of areas, so I was very impressed.
Yeah, it was very clean and, like you said, easy to maneuver, and everyone was so friendly. I think I had my socks knocked off a couple times because I had been in the, at this point we had been in the being in Vlora mode for a couple months, and so the first time I went to Starbucks to order
Starbucks
my iced coffee.
We had Starbucks across the street next to kind of a nice pub.
Yeah, and when you're somewhere where English is not widely spoken, you choose your words and you're almost talking like a toddler.
And here we are at Old Trafford. We went earlier. Is this before the tour?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, we went very early. We went very early to see the outside, take pictures and videos of the outside, get some scarves.
Get some scarves, of course. Got my scarf collection, and yeah, this was a really cool trip for me. I every part about it was just super amazing, and we were actually there on the anniversary of the Munich disaster and stuff like that. So they had a ceremony the next day and all those things, or actually this day I think is when they had the ceremony later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to walk around the stadium because you can pretty much walk in and around everything besides getting in at Old Trafford, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And we found our spots. We got StubHub International is where I got the tickets, and I picked like a certain area, and for whatever reason we got majorly upgraded from
majorly.
Our tickets weren't even supposed to be in that area, so I don't know how it happened. But it was very nice. It was a very nice surprise.
I could see players' eyelashes.
Yeah, we were so close to the players, and you'll see that later on. The tour was amazing. I mean, again, if you're a fan of something and you get to kind of see the inner workings, and they do a really good job on getting you the history and. Okay, so the museum and stuff is cool, but God, they take you all around the locker rooms and the field and everything, and that's just really special. You get to step out on the pitch, kind of. I mean, you're not supposed to step on the pitch, but you can touch it if you want to. So this is us finally getting in for the tours, and we're staying at the restaurant they have there and waiting to kind of go in, and everything's just really nicely themed. They're looking at actually building a new stadium and experience. We'll see when that actually takes place, if these owners actually do that. I think it's unfortunate because Old Trafford's Old Trafford. I mean, you don't get rid of Fenway. So I think Old Trafford will still be a part of it, but to be honest, I think it's a joke that the ownership has allowed the stadium to get to a point where they can't financially feasibly do the upgrade itself in the stadium. But it's one man's opinion. I think it's actually a lot of people's opinions, but but yeah, this was really cool, and this isn't. I mean, we're just kind of. This is right before we even get in on the tour, so not even there. I would say if you do the experience as a whole, I mean, go the day before and get the tour. Like it just makes
it made the experience for the game the next day that much cooler.
Yeah, like because you're there. I mean. By yourself, basically. I mean, there was 20 other people with us, but like you're at the stadium by yourself,
very little, yeah.
And the next day is awesome with all the crowds. Don't get me wrong, very cool. But it's nice to kind of be able to check out the whole thing in that small group,
and you get a little sense of like, well, the other people they didn't get to see what we got to see. They don't really know what we know now.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm sure they've already read it at a tour, but
potentially,
it was cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it was. We didn't even know we were gonna get to because it said it was booked until we had gotten there, and then we were able to get it. So I was like, "Yep, sign me up." But yeah, it was. The trophy room was really awesome. Getting to see all the different things that they've kept over the history of the club and things like that. And again, like I said, that we were there for when the anniversary of the Munich disaster. So there was a lot of things on that. I think they have those year round, but it was kind of a special time to be there. So it was very interesting. The museum, again, museums are museums, because we go to the FA museum, which is the competition that they're in, and the EPL, but obviously a lot cooler when you kind of get to go through the tours and see. In this part, you're kind of on a self-guided, and then the rest of it, you get a guide who walks you through the stadium, which was really cool. Seeing some of the old managers. They just have things from everything, so it's really fun. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they ultimately end up doing with things. But I think we'll be back. We're gonna try to be back, or maybe go to a Champions League game somewhere else for like a trip. Since Manchester United got back in the Champions League last year, or this year. But yeah, it was just really fun to see the history and different things that they've kept, and it was a really fun experience that I certainly enjoyed, probably more than the other one, but
the other one?
You.
Yeah, but it was your birthday, so well, not just your birthday, it's something that you enjoy, so I will say, obviously it's not my cup of tea, but being able to see and watch you experience it was that makes it very interesting and fun and fulfilling and joyful and all those things. So
yeah. Yep.
We probably walked around the museum for 30 minutes before we went down and waited for the tour to start.
I think so, yeah.
It was
because the tour was maybe 30, and then the tour was like 40-50 minutes. This is us walking through. And during, like, again, if you want to get videos of the place, and I think I got some videos when the game was happening, you're gonna want to go to the tour or get a feel for it, because during game day this whole area is just swamped. I mean, you can barely move around.
Yeah,
it's that swamped. So
they're smashed in, that's for sure. So it was very cool to be able to see it empty and then experience it the next day full. It just felt, it really added to the experience. Yeah,
and honestly, it rains a lot there, and it had been raining a lot during this time, but we didn't really get rained on much at all somehow, and this is a locker room. This is really cool.
It did rain on the game day.
Yeah, but we wouldn't get rained on that much because we were under the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's getting their pictures in the locker room, which is really cool.
Something that I find, I had a different experience just because of my interest level and, following the team and all that stuff. I thought it was very cool the diversity of the people attending the tour.
Yeah, people from everywhere.
Is a nod to who follows and enjoys, I guess, football in general, but Manchester United specifically, like, just kind of intense how many people
all over the globe.
I think there was maybe one other couple that seemed, this is all just your quick judgment, but from America, otherwise it was all over the planet. So very cool experience to think that all these people are watching the same games and excited about the same thing, and the kids are pumped up,
And then we got to walk out of the tunnel where the players walk out. We also got to visit the tunnel they used to walk out of. But yeah, this one is where they walk out, and you can kind of walk onto there, and that's where you can touch the grass real quick. Because they don't want you on the pitch, because they put a lot of money and work into the pitch so that it is up to high quality. So, but you're just right there. I mean, that's what I was so impressed with the stadium is you're right on top of everything. I mean, we got really good seats, but I don't really think there's a bad seat in the house because of how close you actually are to the pitch. Like, as you can see, the pitch is like literally right up to the stands. So it makes things a little easier. And then this is where the teams sit, and this is the old tunnel where people used to come out of back in the olden days. A little smaller, a little more cramped. But yeah, it's kind of a cool special area, and these are the type of things that I think they kind of miss out on, not keeping this a stadium. But again, we'll see how that happens because these owners don't really actually have money. But yeah, we got cool pictures. We got to go up to the side, and then we got to kind of go up into the area. Actually, while we were doing this, Gary Neville and Edwin van der Sar right now are having a chat. Van der Sar is actually a part of the team in a capacity. Neville is a commentator who, well, let's be honest, nobody really likes. But old player. And then afterwards, we went back to the hotel and went to a fun pub that we saw right across the street, which was just a ton of food.
Across the street.
Got my scarves.
We went a little crazy, that's for sure.
And then, was this the same day?
Yep.
Yeah, same day we ended up taking a tram to the Etihad Stadium, which is where our rivals, Manchester City, plays. I wanted to grab Justin, one of my good friends, a scarf from the Etihad.
Shout out!
So So it was cool, and I want to see the stadiums. I mean, whether there are rivals or not, it's cool to get to go and see different stadiums. We didn't take a stadium tour here.
It is funny because people saw, at this point, you had purchased a Manchester United jacket.
Yeah.
And I think you maybe had a Man U hat on or something.
Most of what I brought was Man U stuff,
and, so it was, your scarf was on. So it was funny that we even passed people at
Had a very long talk with a Manchester United fan, actually, when we got off waiting for the tram. And then we went to the National Football Museum, which is also in Manchester, and that was cool.
Yeah.
It's a museum, but it was cool to kind of see the different historical perspectives, and they have the different trophies there and stuff like that.
I actually found this more interesting because it did have a ton of history about like first black football players and all sorts of stuff that was like
like the integration of the leagues and stuff. Yep. And we'd watch some shows on kind of the FA Cup and stuff like that. But it was a really nice building, at a cool little tram that took you up through everything. But yeah, it was impressive. And this was like in the middle of Manchester kind of area for the most part.
Yes. Yeah, close to downtown for sure.
Yeah, and that was a really nice area. And so while we had this plan, like stadium tour, Eddie had that, and so like while we were doing that, we were kind of looking at different areas we wanted to come back to if we had time later on. But there's a ton of things to see there. I mean, it has a lot of cultural things and stuff as well,
and all sorts of stuff.
Just kind of like with any big city, ultimately a lot of things to see, and just you kind of gotta pinpoint.
I got a CBD coffee. CBD is the devil's lettuce here in the Pains. I had really gotten hooked on.
And I got
CBD
weird pops, but which is pretty much the story for me.
Yep. So we cut this in half. So next episode will be us at the Man U game and a little bit into London, and then me flying back to the States and you flying back here to Flora.
And that's another